Okay, for exercise 11B, we're going to be drawing these two shapes. The thing to remember here is isometric lines are at 30-degree angles, so that means we're going to set our polar to 30 degrees. And then that means every angle we draw are going to be at 30-degree intervals. So for example, 30 degrees is, say for example, if I'm at this point and I go up to the right, that is 30 degrees. Okay, so this line is going to be at 30 degrees right there. 150 degrees is if I'm at this point and I'm going up to the left. That's 150 degrees. 210 is down to the left. So if I'm here and I'm going down to the left, that's 210 degrees. And 330 degrees is if I'm down to the right. So say for example, if I'm here and I'm going down to the right, that angle right there is 330 degrees. And also going straight up is 90 and going straight down is 270. But you'll get the idea of it when we start this first drawing. So the first thing to do is make sure you have your title correct and you got the exercise number correctly. And then we're just going to get this drawing started. We're going to start at 4.5, comma 3.25. So let's go ahead and go to Object. Click on. Let's go ahead and before we do that, let's go ahead and make sure we have the first three off. Polar settings. Make sure we're at 30. Okay, so make sure it's at 30. OSNAP, we want to have endpoint and intersection on. We're going to be using the intersection a little bit too. So endpoint, intersection. O-tracks off, dynamic inputs off. Remember, if you want to check the length of your line, go ahead and turn on that dynamic input. But right for now, I'd leave this off so it doesn't confuse you with the polar that we're going to be using. Okay? So click on line now. 4.5, comma 3.25. Enter. Okay, that's the starting point. Now there's the polar right there, 30 degrees. So when we go up to the right, it's at 30 degrees. If I'm going straight up, it's 90. If I'm going up to the left, it's at 150. If I'm going down to the left, that's at 210. If I'm going straight down, I'm going at 270 degrees. And if I'm going down to the right, that's at 330. So the first line is go 30 degrees, type in 1.5, enter. Go straight up, 1, enter. Come back down to the left at 210 degrees, 1.5, enter. Then let's come to where we started. Hold on, I messed it up somewhere. Let's double check that. From here, we're going to 210, 1.5, and then straight down. I must not drawn that first line 1.5. Let's double check that line. See what I messed up on. Yeah, I don't know how I got 1.4. So let's get that correct. Alright, so sorry I messed up. So we go 4.5, comma 3.25. I'll get caught up to you guys. Okay, so let's go. Oh, because I had the dynamic input on. Take that dynamic input on so you don't have all these other numbers popping up. Okay, so I'm going to go 1.5. Go straight up. 1. Come back down. 1.5 this way. Come back to where I started. Okay, good. Now, up to the left. 1.75. Come straight up. 0.625. Come up to the left. 0.625. Come straight down, 0.625, and then come back up to the left, 0.625. Okay, so we got that. Come straight up now, 1.875. Come back down this way, 1.25. Come straight down, 0.25. Come down to the right, 0.625. Come straight down, 0.625. Then let's come over to where we got that endpoint right there. Okay, good. Notice that, remember this line length is 1.5, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go at 30 degrees, 1.5. 30 degrees, 1.5. 30 degrees, 1.5. 30 degrees, 1.5. 30 degrees, 1.5, and then just connect your lines. Okay, and let's not forget the line that goes right here. Okay, good. I'll show you how to put the dimension on now. Go dim, dimension, multi-leader, click on the endpoint, bring it out a little bit over here, click, type in the text what it says, start 4.50, comma 0.25, enter, from default origin. Click OK. Okay, notice how our multi-leader has a line right here. Take a look in the book. They don't have that, so let's go ahead and make it like the book. So here's what you do. You can either go to Modify Explode, or you go to the Explode button over here on the right side over there. So if you're using 2008 version AutoCAD, it'll look like more like a red firecracker. Okay, I think the 2010, 2011 it makes it look like a box. Alright, so let's go ahead and click on that Explode button. Click on your dimension, hit enter, and just erase that line. Okay? If I can get the Z enter, A enter to go, something's going on here. Z enter, A enter. There we go. Okay, next drawing. Let's go back to object. Line starts at 12, comma 2. Okay, so 12, comma 2. That's where we're going to start. 30 degrees, 3, enter. Straight up, 3, enter. Come back down, 210 degrees, 0.5, enter. Come straight down, 2.5, enter. Come back over this way, 2.5, enter. Come down. Okay, so we have something like that. Line, 150 degrees, 4.25. Straight up, 0.5. Come back to the corner right there. Let's come up to here. Again, you can go anywhere you want when you draw it. I'm just drawing it this way. 4.25. Come down to the left, 0.5. Endpoint. Straight down, 2.5. Come to the endpoint. Okay, this line right here. Come in, 1.875. Just come straight up. Come over here to the intersection. So make sure it lines up at 210. Come over to the intersection, and then come back up to that point right there. Now we're going to offset this line to the left, 0.5. So you're going to go O, enter, 0.5, enter, click on it, click to the left, and draw a line right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that multi-leader for that one. Dimension, multi-leader, click here. Okay, start 12.00, comma 2.00 from default. I spelled it wrong. Yeah. Origin. Click OK. Okay, real quick before I erase that line right there. When they say from default, I didn't get this one here spelled correctly, did I? Okay, there. When they say from default origin, I zoom out. Notice that's my origin right here. Okay, it's at the bottom underneath your name. That's the default origin. When we did some lessons in 10, we had to move the UCS above your name. And if you remember, we went UCS, enter, M, enter, and then you clicked above there, and that moved it above it. Okay, so for this drawing, for sure, you had to make sure that you bring this origin down below your name. So again, UCS, enter, M, enter. Make sure it's down here, because otherwise your drawings aren't going to be in the right spots. Okay, so from default origin, that means this UCS coordinate system has to be right down here. Okay, back on this one, explode button, click on it, and go ahead and get rid of this line right here. Okay, so here's what we're going to do now for the text. There's something going on here. I'll get rid of that. Okay, so the text right here, watch when I do this one. I'm going to copy this right here. Just go ahead and copy the text. I'm going to bring it right over here. Boom. Okay, right now it's too big. Right now the text height is 0.25. You want to make sure it's 0.2. So you're going to click on it once, go up to Modify, Properties, and see where it says height. Just change that to 0.2 and click outside and see how it goes smaller. Okay. Now I'll also go ahead and close that. Turn it into dim, and we also need to make sure it's double click it, type it in 1.500, and now we need to rotate it. Okay, notice how in the book they have all the text that's lined up with the lines nice and parallel. Okay, so watch when we do this now. Rotate button, select, enter. Zoom in pretty good. Zoom in, find the center of it as best you can. Click, and then move your mouse and then line it up. So see how I did that, 30 degrees? And then you can use the move button to just line it up a little bit better if you like. Okay, so I can go ahead and copy this one up to here. Alrighty, and then also over here too. So again, watch when you do that, you copy it, bring it to kind of where you want it. Double click it, change it to the correct distance, 1.750. Enter. Now to rotate it, rotate button, select it, enter. Find the middle of the text as best you can. So it's about right around here, and just move it so that it kind of goes to about right there. Okay. Now you can go ahead and move it closer just a little bit. Okay, so I'm not going to do all of them, so that's at least you have an idea of what you have to do for your text. So the text is basically this, and then you just rotate it and copy them around. Okay, and you have your both multi-leaders, and then after that you should be able to successfully complete 11B.